Welcome back to the Hot Seat. I'm delighted today to be joined by Marc Sola, founder of 1291 Group here in Dubai. Welcome, Marc.
Thank you.
So looking forward to seeing you at the PCD dinner tomorrow night. We're going to talk about some of the latest trends you're seeing here in Dubai. But first of all, it'd be great to hear a little bit more about 1291, the business you set up, and what you really focus on.
Sure, absolutely, with pleasure. Yeah, well, I set 1291, I set up in 2000, so 22 years ago.
Yeah.
When I started, I wanted to do it for 5 years, then sell it and walk away. But now it's 22 years and I'm
Wow.
more enthusiastic than before. What do? We help wealthy families protect their wealth in a compliant way, which in 2000 was something nobody else did.
And because you've got a legal background, so that's the way, that's the mindset from which you approach this problem solving, I guess, for clients.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you're based here in Dubai. So when did you move over here, and have you found the process of getting set up in Dubai?
Yeah, so I moved here 1.5 years ago. We had decided as a group that we were going to set up in January last year, and I came here on vacation with my family, and normally somebody else would come and build a branch or a subsidiary, and my family liked it so much that I said, hey, let me do this, and we're delighted, we love it.
Do you feel part of a trend? Because many people are saying European entrepreneurs, or people similar to yourself, have came for a vacation or have just noticed that the openness that Dubai managed to maintain through the pandemic has now generated a new kind of lifeblood of entrepreneurs in different sectors. Have you seen that also, other people relocating in at the same time?
Seems to be.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously from Asia, a lot of people are coming here.
Yeah.
But even Swiss people are moving here, and Swiss people even like it here, which is astonishing. Yeah.
And just to come to some bit more detail on 1291, I mean, what are some of the key solutions that you focus on with clients?
Yeah. So look, if we look at a client, then we look what are his needs, and obviously everybody is different, but everybody's the same. So after 22 years, I come to the conclusion that everybody has the same 5 needs. They need privacy, asset protection, grow your wealth tax preferred, estate planning, and then there has to be enough liquidity when you die to pay out heirs, pay off estate tax, etc. So now there are not so many tools available in the market that you can use to accomplish all these goals. We work with trusts, foundations, companies, everything, but in the center of our planning, we use PPLI, private placement life insurance.
Privacy is a huge one of those, as you mentioned. When you started your career 20 plus years ago in Switzerland, the landscape of banking and professional services was totally different, wasn't it, to where we are at now? How do you see that battle, if you like, for privacy right now? High net worth clients need to maintain and defend their privacy, don't they? Because there's a lot more information now flowing about them between authorities and regulators.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned, when I started, everybody said, Mark, nobody needs your services, right? Because if you protect wealth in a compliant way, people didn't need wealth protection. So they didn't need privacy protection because nobody knew where their wealth was. It was somewhere in a bank account or somewhere on an island, and that has changed dramatically. So regulation has helped us a lot. And in today's world, that is exactly the challenge. How can you protect your privacy and still be compliant? And then in a transparent world, if everybody knows where your wealth is, you need to make sure that you can protect it with a legal layer of protection. So it cannot be seized or not included in bankruptcy, etc.
And what kind of assets can be held within these insurance contracts? I mean, many people would think of the stock portfolio as a relatively vanilla one, but what kind of assets are you able to hold and structure?
Basically everything with value.
Yeah.
It depends on how we structure it. Yes, as you say, the liquid portfolio, the stocks, the bonds, the funds, etc. But we can even hold holding companies with real estate, businesses, yachts, art collections, many different things.
So it's a full range of assets.
Yes.
But are you also seeing more demand for crypto and digital assets being held within these structures as a sort of a new field for professionals looking at how they can be dealt with?
Great question. Thank you for bringing it up. Yes, it's a very big thing now because the crypto society kind of also thought, privacy is not our issue because everything is private, etc. Also, they never thought about tax because it was a bunch of young people just getting into something new. But now many got hit by tax, capital gains tax, etc. They also realize that the OECD now, etc., they're looking into this, and new regulations come up, so they want to pierce that privacy aspect. And so planning now becomes very important. It's just an asset class now, more accepted and more known globally, and therefore that's important that they can use it. And we can also take that into our policies.
And I guess you can work in strong partnership there with other intermediaries like trustees or others who might not be able to actually, or might have challenges holding that kind of digital asset, but through a policy can open out new avenues for them to manage.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I mean, we in general work very closely with trustees and company administrators, etc., because again, regulation has pushed them back into what they actually were invented for. A trust is an estate planning tool, but will not offer a lot of tax benefits. So if you combine a trust with a PPLI, you have the best of all worlds.
And mobility is one of the key themes of the time, and tax authorities are trying to tax wealth where it is resident. There's lots of complexity to cross-border clients. How do you help clients navigate this where they live this multi-centre, highly mobile life?
Yeah, I love that. So we offer tax compliance solutions for 54 different countries. Why can we do that? The nice thing is that insurance as a concept is known in all the countries. And it's a very important political topic because it's there for family protection, retirement, etc. These are political topics. And in every country, the insurance industry is the biggest investor in government bonds, so has a very strong lobby. So therefore, in all the countries, insurance grows tax preferred, which is what we leverage on.
And just on the cross-border regulation piece, I mean, you mentioned that regulators are now looking more intently at the data that's coming off from various exchanges of information. I mean, how do your policies protect against those flows of information?
Yeah, so that's exactly the point. So because policies can grow tax preferred in all these countries, we can amend policies according to the specific country needs. And the policy becomes transportable. So if somebody lives in the UAE now, moves to Portugal, we can pre-migration amend the policy. If the person moves to the US, same thing, we can make it US compliant. The important thing is really that you do pre-migration planning just before you move and not once you're there.
And how have you found the process of setting up a company in Dubai and starting to operate, hire people and build a business here? What's that been like as a sort of a user experience, as it were?
I was very impressed with how diligently the authorities have done their due diligence when we set up the company for the license in the DIFC. But in general, I'm really impressed with how welcoming people are, how tolerant the system is, the people are here in Dubai. It's great.
And working in the IFC, I mean, I love the buzz when I go round there. It seems like there's always a lot going on. And you could be in Canary Wharf, you could be in Wall Street. It's got that kind of atmosphere. Do you find that it's a good place to work and run a business from?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. And you know, me being in Switzerland before, everybody asked me, why are you going to Dubai?
Yeah.
But I have to say, in Switzerland, you know, I mean, I love Switzerland, but in Switzerland, everybody is busy administering their business. Here, everybody's hungry. Everybody wants to do business. So having meetings is no problem. Having new ideas is no problem. It's fun.
What are some of the key markets you're looking to develop from here? I mean, obviously the UAE is a big market. You've also got Saudi, Kuwait. You've got major wealth markets on the borders. How do you see the client demographic for your business here, and where are you looking to try and grow that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously our target clients are people coming to Dubai mainly, and many people are flowing in, of course, from the Middle East, but also from Asia and Africa. We haven't done Africa too much in the past. Now we see that it's a really interesting market, and we can really offer a lot of value to those clients. And the Asian clients typically, yes. And you know what's also interesting is most of them have some kind of connection within the families to the UK, to the US, which requires a lot of planning, including tax.
Well, particularly markets like South Africa, a sort of key wealth market, but they look very much north towards the UK to the US. So it's interesting. You've got those cross-border families, haven't you, present in some of those markets. Very interesting. I mean, what would you say is really unique about 1291? I mean, there's many providers who will talk about insurance out there, but how do you differentiate yourself from the rest?
Yeah, so we're not insurance brokers. Well,
No.
yes, we are. We have an insurance broker license or investment advisor license. We're licensed now, I think, in 36 different countries. But most of us are lawyers or tax specialists, all with a wealth planning and wealth protection background. We just use insurance as a tool.
So it's coming at it with a different mindset, really, solution approach. And looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night at our networking dinner. You've had many colleagues who've attended our events all around the world, but it's your first one. Are you looking forward to the event?
Very much so, yeah.
Brilliant. And the type of intermediaries you work with here in Dubai are, like you said, broad range, private banks, law firms, trustees. Are there any particular intermediary types that you really fit and gel with, do you find?
Yeah, so I mean, typically, as you say, private banks. And the good thing for us, we're not starting cold here. We have existing relationships from other jurisdictions and we just extend those into Dubai. But then family offices, asset managers, trustees, tax lawyers, people that deal with people with money.
Fantastic. Well, look, Mark, great to talk to you today, and we look forward to sharing this interview.
Thank you.